Thanks for coming to another episode of Here's Lisa. I have a very special guest tonight. He was my very first guest ever on my show, and I'd like to welcome him tonight, Mr. Joe Franklin. Legendary Joe Franklin.
Oh, let's hear it from me. No, I want to tell you one thing, that I was your first guest, Lisa, and now I've been told this is the beginning of your second year, and I came back to tell you that I'm a fan. I've been watching, and I've learned so much about health and nutrition and good singing and good dancing, and I think you got a brilliant future in this business. I think you ask very good, pertinent, pointed questions.
Thank you.
And MC, I'm an MC too. Mental case MC. No. So to come back here and just wish you good luck and maybe chat with you for a moment or two with some other guests would be a highlight of my young life.
Thank you. Actually, Joe still is working with, he doesn't do this often. He's coming a little bit out of retirement to help me, so I appreciate that because I know you don't do this often. But Joe does do a segment still on Bloomberg Radio called The Business of Show Business.
This week we've got Mickey Rooney, we've got Larry Hagman, we've got Robert Klein, we've got Gay Elyse. We've got good people, and I want to get Lisa on there one day soon. We'll
there we go.
Talk about what's happening on this program, okay?
That sounds good to me. So tonight what I want to do, I thought I'd bring some special guests on tonight, and we'll focus on show business because you do the business of show business. So we'll talk a little bit about some people who are in the show business. We have an excellent panel of guests today. We have Bobbie Furnardo.
Oh, The Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
He had a big part.
Yep, and we have...
He was hanged, actually, so...
Actually.
But he's still walking and talking. He's okay.
There we go. Hopefully they won't hang me after this episode. And we have Elyse Myrtle.
Oh, she's beautiful. I met her in the hallway.
Excellent.
Gorgeous.
Actress. And then we have two people who are intricate to the show business, and they are two casting directors, and we have Robert Russell, and we have Tuffy Castell. So, without further ado, we will bring them on, so stay right there, and we'll bring our first guest on.
Without ado.
Now, Joe, we're back with our guests.
Well, I'm excited. You know, I've done 28,000 episodes of the Joe Franklin Show. We had 5 U.S. presidents and Charlie Chaplin and everybody else. But I'm more excited now that my very first show on Channel 7, it's about 1,000 years ago before you were born, you know? I go back to the days when the Dead Sea was only sick. Shows you how far back I go. In fact, my first guest was Moses. When Moses had a headache, I told him to take 2 tablets. You know, I don't do comedy.
Call Joe in the morning.
But I am excited, and I'm really.
I'll take it. Well, this is only your second episode with me, so you have a lot to catch up to equal the same.
I'm coming back on the 3rd year and 4th year and 5th year at the beginning. Okay, that's
promise.
That's in the contract. Okay.
You guys heard that. These are our first 2 guests that you're gonna help me interview, and since we're doing what we're talking about is Joe does a show on Bloomberg Radio called The Business of Show Business. So we're going to talk a little bit about the business of show business here. And our first guests are actors, an actress and an actor. And I'm really bad with names, but I'm going to try to pronounce them. This is Elyse Myrtle, and we have Bobbie Furnardo.
Correct.
Okay, I said it right.
Familiar faces, familiar voices, and great, great smiles.
Thank you.
Nice teeth.
Beautiful. First of all, Elyse, you have, I pulled up your information, and this is a short episode, so I don't have enough time to go through all the things you've been in here. So let's focus on a couple major things you've done recently. In the summer 2007, you were in Disturbia.
Yes.
And there's some stuff in post-production. Want to talk about those?
Yeah, I played the lead girl's mom in Disturbia, which is still sort of hard for me to swallow. I was like, God, ever since you turned 30, suddenly you play everyone's mother, you know?
Yes, Mommy.
Yeah. Though I wore great clothes, so it was a lot of fun. I have 2 films in post-production right now. One is called Deadly Sins, which is a combination of Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet, sort of set against a Sopranos type backdrop. Very interesting. A man I worked with last year, Gregory Christian, did a film called Cowboy Junction, and it was his first independent, and this is his second independent feature.
Wow. You know, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Sure.
since you mentioned Sopranos,
Yeah.
I must introduce our next guest, Bobbie Furnardo. You are a regular, or was a regular on The Sopranos. Everybody would know you as Eugene. And what are you working on right now?
Well, I got a film coming out called American Gangster, where I have a supporting role in with Russell Crowe, Denzel, and directed by Ridley Scott, which is really exciting. It's about Frank Lucas, big drug kingpin during the top of the 70s. And he was pretty big, and I play this special investigations unit detective, like Prince of the City. Bad detective.
American gangster. What was your recognition factor when you were in Sopranos, when you walked around town?
Well, until I did, after I did Members Only, people really, they came up to me, it was a big show.
I saw you last night, they were saying, on The Sopranos, right? That was you, right?
Yeah. A lot of waste management guys, coming home from a party, late night, after the premiere. Hey, you see The Sopranos, the waste management guys are really popular with them.
It's fun being recognized, right? You're being recognized too, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great episode,
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to you. So finish up. I had to do that because you mentioned Sopranos and you were sitting there. You're in a show right now.
Yes, I've been fortunate enough to be cast in a Los Angeles production for the Fringe Festival here. A director named Kristen Henge who directed Rock of Ages on off Broadway a couple years ago, and another show called Bear. Her and a writer named Jonathan Caron have put together this amazing piece of theater that's based on an article from the 2002 Vanity Fair, where the writer was sent to LA to interview some rich Beverly Hills kids and wrote this article called Rich, Lost, and Jaded in LA. So the writer has sort of expanded on that. I play the Variety Fair writer who's come to LA and gets involved with one of the 22-year-old boys. So
you're
it's a tough job. Someone's got to do it.
This lady's working steadily. Maybe about 2 years ago. I mean, with the exception of Meryl Streep or Julia Roberts, you would hear the complaints from women such as yourself. There aren't enough parts for ladies in Hollywood, so maybe that's turning around.
I tell you, Desperate Housewives has done a wonderful thing for women that are over 30, because we don't have to be dowdy and frumpy anymore.
That's good news.
I can't imagine being that way anyway. I'd like to be healthy well into my 90s, and so so yeah, that's the play is here. We're at the New School for Drama, which is where James Lipton shot inside the Actors Studio. So we have a beautiful space. It's gotten 4 stars. We've gotten really good reviews. It's a 4-person show.
What's the name of the show?
It's called Catch the Fish.
And you're working on a show coming up?
Yes, called The Lady Swims Today.
Okay.
It was done off Broadway as a showcase and got picked up, as an off-Broadway, show by some producers, and we're doing it at the Tada Theater.
And where's that located?
It's located on 28th Street and 5th Avenue, between 5th and 6th, I believe. And it's a great piece. It's like a film noir. I was telling Joe about it. It goes back to the days of Robert Mitchum and Humphrey Bogart. It's a homage to that Key Largo kind of. I play this. It's about a heist, like an Ocean's 11, a heist. I play this independent kind of character who rolls into a Chesapeake Bay town, on the bay, and he enlists the local people to help him heist this boat, and he's been betrayed, and it's kind of like Sierra Madre, what people do when they're offered a lot of money, and once you got it, and then how they behave, So it's really interesting. Greed, is a big theme of the show, and
yeah, I saw an episode on Lotto winners. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it makes you not want to ever win the Lotto.
Yeah, they get struck with bad luck.
It's kind of like it has that, and the people there are kind of like down and out on their luck, and they kind of like, some of them. There was a journalist in it. She's from Washington, and she's not so into it, and she kind of protests, but then she succumbs to it also.